days when tea time entertainment on ITV was still University Challenge with Bamber Gascoigne, rather than The Price is Right with Joe Pasquale. Based on David Nicholls' popular Brit-lit novel of the same name, Starter for 10 stars that sought-after actor James McAvoy as Brian Jackson, a young man from a working-class home embarking on university life and hoping to fulfil a childhood dream by appearing on that famous television quiz for students.
Passer domesticus is the scientific name for which commonly known bird?
The common house sparrow.
Correct.
Inflammation of the pancreas.
Correct.
The Sistine Chapel.
Is the correct answer.
The rings of Saturn.
Correct.
The 38th parallel.
Correct.
They carry their young in pouches.
Correct.
My love is like a red, red rose. 1664. Prime numbers. Diaghilev. The spleen.
Correct.
The Berlin airlift. Trick question. None of them. Gamma rays. Longshore drift. The Venus de Milo.
Correct.
All the opportunities of university life beckon for new student Brian Jackson in Starter for 10. It's the mid-1980s, and Brian has all the attributes a young man needs. His newfound independence, a corduroy jacket, and a thirst for knowledge.
He has just started university, and it's the biggest thing in his life because all he ever wanted to do, really, was learn. And in a weird way, kind of show off the fact that he has learnt so much.
But Brian has his heart set on more than a spot on the long-running quiz. Love is in the air, and before you can say Bamber Gascoigne, he's juggling the affections of fellow students Alice Eve and Rebecca Hall.
What's this? It's my notebook. That's just for jotting down ideas. It's a poetry.
Oh, right. Brian, you have to promise me something.
Mm-hmm.
Promise me that you will never show me your poetry.
I wouldn't dare, Rebecca.
Working with not one but two leading ladies was a first for Mr. McAvoy.
Just the way that you work with different people is striking. But to have two such strong love stories in one film, with the one man figure in it, it's really interesting.
Starter for 10 is a coming-of-age story where its main protagonist learns all of life's important lessons the hard way, like how to impress your date by ordering the classiest wine on the list.
The Lambrusco Bianco. Could you tell me what year it is?
1985.
I know what year it is. I just meant what year is the wine?
1985.
Very well. We'll have the white Lambrusco Bianco 85, please.
Starter for 10 operates within the conventions of modern romantic comedy, and the fact that it doesn't challenge those rules means that it's not a film which is likely to leave a really lasting impression. Though it also means that it should be judged by the standards of its genre, and in those terms, this is a sparky, warm, highly entertaining slice of 80s student life. One substantial reason for its success is a brilliantly judged performance by James McAvoy as the confused, curious, awkward Brian. This is a young actor who keeps displaying real intelligence and presence, and whose involvement in a film these days immediately raises my levels of interest and optimism. Excellent support comes from both Alice Eve as the upper-class girl with a taste for a bit of rough, and Rebecca Hall as the more earnest politico, while Mark Gatiss is alarmingly impressive with his just ever so slightly exaggerated incarnation of Bamber Gascoigne. If the story takes a rather predictable path, well, of course it does. In a way, that's part of the film's charm, an attribute which it has in abundance. It may be a fantasy, but it's a very engaging and well-told one, with a keen sense of period and a splendid soundtrack, and certainly worth taking in when it opens on Friday.